there is a horror part of it too, which is in the movie, part of that illness, which is like, it must be just like being in hell.
You think you know the story of Rain Man, the heart-warming tale of two brothers, an Oscar-winning performance and a film that changed Hollywood forever. But what if I told you that behind the scenes, this cinematic masterpiece was nearly destroyed by one of the most toxic feuds in Hollywood history? Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise weren't just co-stars, they were locked in a bitter war that almost shut down production. The tension was so explosive that director Barry Levinson threatened to quit. The studio was desperate to hide it. And now, after decades of silence, the truth is finally coming out. Hoffman's method acting didn't just push him to the edge, it pushed his co-star to the brink of walking off set permanently. The fights were so intense that crew members placed bets on who would quit first. And the most shocking part? The studio knew exactly what was happening and covered it all up. This isn't just the story of a movie, it's the story of betrayal, ego, and the dark side of Hollywood's obsession with perfection. Prepare for the untold truth, the Rain Man you never knew existed. The real Raymond, autism exploitation exposed. Behind Dustin Hoffman's Oscar-winning performance lies a disturbing truth Hollywood has buried for decades. While audiences fell in love with Raymond Babbitt, few know the character wasn't just inspired by Kim Peek. He was a caricature exploiting autism for entertainment. Hoffman recently admitted he never spent meaningful time with autistic individuals during preparation. Instead, he pieced together stereotypical behaviors from outdated medical films and exaggerated them. I needed something instantly recognizable, he confessed. Authenticity wasn't the priority, memorable mannerisms were. The film's medical consultant quit mid-production, disgusted by how his guidance was ignored. They wanted quirks, not accuracy, revealed a production assistant. When he suggested toning down unrealistic behaviors, the director said audiences wouldn't get it if Raymond seemed too normal. Worse, Kim Peek's family received just $54,000. When Peek's father asked the studio to support autism research, executives laughed him out. They claimed they'd already done enough for autism awareness, said a former studio employee who witnessed it. Early scripts showed Raymond with more agency and fewer stereotypes, but test audiences found this not special enough. Writers were ordered to amplify quirks and cut moments showing emotional complexity. Tom Cruise later admitted discomfort with certain scenes. Watching Dustin do his Raymond routine between takes felt like mockery, he told a friend. But everyone praised how brave the performance was, so I stayed quiet. The autism community was split. While some appreciated visibility, many experts condemned how it cemented harmful stereotypes. Dr. Temple Grandin noted, "For decades after Rain Man, every autistic person had to explain they weren't a card-counting savant. The film did as much damage as good." Most disturbing was the studio's manipulation of public perception. Internal memos reveal a calculated PR campaign positioning the film as groundbreaking despite known inaccuracies. They buried criticism from advocacy groups by flooding media with stories about the film's positive impact. And what happened next would forever change how Hollywood exploits disabilities for Oscar glory. Method acting madness, Hoffman's disturbing portrayal. Dustin Hoffman's portrayal of Raymond Babbitt crossed dangerous psychological boundaries. Crew members watched in alarm as his mental state deteriorated during filming. He didn't just study autism, he became lost in Raymond's world, blurring reality and fiction. Before filming, Hoffman obsessively researched at psychiatric institutions. His wife revealed he'd pace their bedroom all night, muttering Raymond's lines and ignoring her completely. On set, director Barry Levinson found Hoffman rocking in corners, responding only to Raymond. This wasn't dedication, it was disturbing. Tom Cruise became deeply unsettled when Hoffman broke down during an intense scene, halting production for 3 days. Cruise later confessed, "I wasn't acting with Dustin anymore. That person was gone." The physical toll was severe. Hoffman lost 20 pounds, developed insomnia, and experienced sensory overload like his character. During casino scenes, he suffered genuine panic attacks, requiring medical intervention. Most troubling was the aftermath. For weeks after filming, Hoffman continued displaying autistic behaviors. His family lived with a stranger. His youngest daughter stopped recognizing him. A production assistant received midnight calls from Raymond asking about the next day's schedule. Hoffman needed therapy to separate from the role, admitting, "Part of me never completely came back." Years later came the bombshell. A film consultant revealed Hoffman had temporarily developed actual autism symptoms, a case of character immersion syndrome, never before documented so extremely. And what Hoffman did next would change everything about how Hollywood viewed method acting. Hoffman's on-set meltdowns. Behind Dustin Hoffman's Oscar-winning performance as Raymond Babbitt lurked a dark reality fans never saw. Explosive confrontations that rocked the Rain Man set. Method acting pushed Hoffman over the edge. During week 3, he stormed off after fighting with director Barry Levinson about Raymond's walk, throwing his script across the room. Production stopped for 6 hours until Tom Cruise personally coaxed him back. The casino scenes triggered worse behavior. After 19 takes of the counting cards sequence, Hoffman snapped at a lighting technician who bumped his chair. "Get this amateur away from me!" he screamed. The young crew member was reassigned and the incident buried. The most shocking clash erupted when Cruise ad-libbed during the farmhouse scenes. Hoffman, deep in character, grabbed Cruise by the collar and backed him against a wall, shouting inches from his face. Crew members physically separated them, and filming stopped for the day. Makeup artist Valeria Martin recently revealed, Dustin switched between sweet and nightmare within minutes. We walked on eggshells. Some days he'd only speak in Raymond's voice, even during lunch. The toothpick scene required 42 takes, because Hoffman claimed lighting changed how they fell. By take 38, he was throwing toothpicks at the camera operator, accusing him of disrupting the shot's authenticity. When actress Bonnie Hunt delivered lines differently than expected, Hoffman demanded she be recast. Levinson refused, causing Hoffman to lock himself in his trailer for 5 hours. MGM executives covered up these incidents, forcing crew to sign NDAs. They manufactured a harmonious public image through controlled press visits and selective behind-the-scenes footage. The psychological toll haunted Hoffman long after filming. He later admitted experiencing night terrors, where he couldn't escape Raymond's mindset. The line between actor and character had dangerously blurred. And what about those rumours of Hoffman sabotaging other actors' performances to ensure his own dominance? The evidence suggests there might be more to that story than anyone realised. Cruise versus Hoffman. What began as professional tension erupted into Hollywood's fiercest behind-the-scenes battle. While Rain Man showed two brothers connecting on screen, off-camera, Hoffman and Cruise were locked in a power struggle that nearly derailed production. Their clash ignited when Hoffman, deep in method acting, refused to break character. Sources revealed Cruise found this insufferable, often rolling his eyes when Hoffman insisted on being called Raymond during breaks. The breaking point came during the Las Vegas casino scene. After Hoffman demanded 47 takes for one line, Cruise exploded. "No one needs to see you count cards 50 different ways," he shouted before storming off. Production halted for 3 hours while Levinson desperately tried to bring him back. One production assistant who recently broke her silence admitted, "We created separate break areas and catering tables, anything to prevent another blow-up." The rivalry worsened when Hoffman began criticizing Cruise's acting. During the farmhouse scene, he stopped mid-take to suggest Cruise dig deeper. Witnesses say Cruise fired back, "Maybe I'd find more emotion if I wasn't acting opposite a robot." The production budget grew with separate luxury vehicles, hotels, and even script supervisors. Levinson later admitted spending more time playing therapist than director. Most shocking was Cruise secretly lobbying executives to reduce Hoffman's screen time. When Hoffman discovered this, he fought back by improvising longer monologues, stealing focus from his co-star. Tension grew so extreme that crew members placed bets on which star would quit first. The editor revealed certain scenes were built from separate takes because the actors refused to film together. But here's the twist. This intense rivalry may have been the secret ingredient that made the film powerful. Their genuine frustration translated into the brothers' complicated dynamic, creating an authenticity that couldn't be scripted. And what happened when the cameras stopped rolling might be the most surprising part of all. Vegas secrets and the infamous fart scene. What happened in Vegas definitely didn't stay in Vegas for Rain Man. Those pivotal casino scenes hid drama that's only now coming to light. Hoffman revealed filming in Vegas pushed everyone to their breaking point. Casino management gave the crew just 4 hours for what needed days. With the clock ticking, Hoffman and Cruise clashed violently. After 15 takes, Cruise stormed off, refusing to return until Hoffman stopped micromanaging. Director Levinson locked them in a hotel room for 2 hours before filming resumed. The casino scenes almost didn't happen at all. 3 major Vegas establishments rejected permits after learning about card counting in the plot. The production secured their location just 48 hours before shooting. They paid triple and promised to portray the casino favorably. The card-counting methods in the film were completely authentic. Hoffman spent 3 weeks training with a professional counter. This explains why security kept interrupting filming. They thought he was actually counting between takes. After release, several casinos changed their blackjack procedures. That famous fart scene? Completely unplanned. Hoffman had stomach issues from casino buffet food, and nature called at the perfect moment. Cruise's reaction, surprise, disgust, then laughter, was genuine. The director kept rolling, capturing cinema gold when Hoffman stayed in character with his "uh-oh fart." MGM executives fought to cut the scene, calling it undignified. Levinson threatened to quit if they removed it. He knew this human moment was the emotional turning point. During the elevator meltdown, Hoffman wasn't acting. He had a genuine panic attack after 18 hours of filming. Those tears and trembling were real. Cruise, sensing something wrong, improvised his comforting dialogue. This created their first authentic connection. The most guarded secret, definitely not a good driver, was never scripted. It came from a real argument between the actors about driving to set. Their natural chemistry convinced Levinson to keep cameras rolling whenever possible. Hoffman's $100 million Rain Man legacy. Rain Man didn't just change autism awareness, it changed Hoffman's fortune forever. His fee jumped to $10 million per role, placing him among Hollywood's highest earners. What fans don't know, Hoffman negotiated a brilliant back-end profit deal that earned him tens of millions more as the film dominated box offices and home video markets. This windfall allowed him to reject 3 $15 million offers for scripts he found unchallenging. He bought prime real estate across Malibu, Manhattan, and London, while becoming an early investor in tech startups. Today, Hoffman's worth stands at $100 million, with 40% directly linked to Rain Man opportunities. Most surprisingly, he's quietly donated millions to autism causes after being deeply moved during his role preparation. Even at 87, his Rain Man legacy still commands 7-figure paydays for minimal work. As directors know, his name continues drawing audiences decades later. The performance that cost too much. What Hoffman never revealed until recently was the devastating personal toll of his Rain Man performance. His Oscar-winning method acting nearly destroyed him. For 6 months after filming, he couldn't shake Raymond's mannerisms. His wife found him counting obsessively at 3 a.m., rocking back and forth in their kitchen. His marriage almost collapsed. "I lost myself completely," Hoffman admitted in a rare, vulnerable moment. "There were days I didn't know where Raymond ended and I began." The impact was so severe that Hoffman secretly checked into a wellness retreat right after the Academy Awards, not to celebrate, but to recover. Cruise later revealed he witnessed Hoffman's breakdown during the casino scene. He started screaming that the numbers were wrong. It wasn't acting anymore. It was terrifying. Filming stopped for 3 days while Hoffman regained composure. Even more shocking, studio executives tried burying these stories to protect the film's legacy. Medical consultants expressed serious concerns about Hoffman's mental state. One doctor noted, "He didn't just play Raymond, he became him, and that's dangerous territory." Hoffman's pursuit of artistic perfection came at an enormous cost. While Rain Man remains a masterpiece, the hidden reality reveals a darker truth about method acting pushed too far. The performance we celebrate nearly cost Hoffman everything: his marriage, his identity, and his peace of mind. And that's the untold story of Rain Man. A brilliant performance that audiences cherished, but one that haunted its star long after the cameras stopped rolling.